when you look back on the tape from Cleveland, what kind of sticks out to you just offensively?
I would say a lot of like mental errors. I think it was good. I would say really good energy. Well, I feel like energy as a team was kind of down, but I would say energy like straining and stuff like that was pretty good. But I think that like we just came out really flat. I mean, I think even in warm-ups we was kind of flat, and just really just details. A lot of the little things against really good teams or really good players that get you beat in this league. So that's the thing that we try to come in this week and just focus on.
From your perspective, what has the running room been like for you these first few games?
I always know. I said this coming into the into the season. When it comes to like running the ball and things like that, it always takes like 3 to 4 weeks before you really just kind of figure it out as a unit. And we've been unfortunate to have a lot of guys be up and be down, and just moving around and have to learn each other and things like that. So I don't know. I think each week it's been getting a little better. Myself, I'm finding my foot, and I feel like a lot better, especially even last game, just being decisive on runs and things like that. So I think we got a lot to obviously grow from, but I think we'll be all right.
Josh, you're a guy who has skills in the receiving game as well. But for you to have more receiving yards on that one screen than all of your rushes together, how does that feel coming out of a game like that?
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, obviously it's weird for me, but just trying to do what I can. I feel like some plays, I broke a couple of tackles, but the next guy was there. I try to strain it as much as possible, but sometimes this game is going to be like that. We knew that team was going to load the box. We knew that they was going to bring the safety down. They was going to come fast whenever they seen the run and things like that. So it just is what it is. You still got to find ways to still produce and do your job.
Josh, if you get the ball Sunday and you run it, what will it be like if Kenny is right there waiting for you?
I've played against KC before, so. I mean, he's a great player, man. Obviously, he's a great person. We loved him here. So it's definitely gonna be funny going against him because I know he's gonna have a little chip on his shoulder. But at the end of the day, I'm still gonna tell him like I always tell him. I like me. So whenever I get a chance to go against him, it's gonna be fun after the game. But between them lines, I'm gonna try to give him what I got.
Josh, the health of your offensive line speaks for itself. Obviously, the defenses are loading against you. Is there anything that you can or should be doing more better for this run game, or is it just a matter of the offensive line banged up and you're loading boxes?
I think it's accountability to our job, man. At the end of the day, it don't matter if a team is gonna load the box or not. We still got to find a way to win. That's just like 4th and 1. We go for it, and they know it's a run play. We still got to get the run. We still got to get the first. It's something that we just got to lock in on our details and really focus on moving forward. Whether it's me knowing a guy safety's going to be in the box and knowing I'm gonna have to give him something or whatever, like guy pressing on, hanging on to their blocks longer or whatever the case may be. We just got to lock in as a unit to do it.
Josh, I know you haven't had a chance to play against your old team yet, but obviously what Micah is doing this week, what's your experience like when you've seen other guys go back and play at the place that they had played for?
Well, I know them guys over there are definitely going to have a edge to try to, get after him, and I know he's going to have an edge to try to prove that, they made the right decision over here, and I understand that, but at the end of the day, I think that you just go out there and play a game. He's a dog, man. He's really good at his position, and he just be who he is. And if they want to give him a little chip on his shoulder, best of luck to him. But I think it's just about coming in and just being calm and playing your game.
Someday maybe you'll get a shot at going back to the Raiders.
I can't wait for that day, honestly. Not saying I want to go back, but I want to experience that, see what it's like. Preferably there than here, but if it happens here, then oh well.
A few years ago when the Packers played Devontae, you were a Raider. What was Devontae like that week? Because the Packers did what they could to limit him.
Yeah.
You won. He didn't have a big day. What was it like before and after that game for him? Not being a focal point, but still getting the job done.
He already knew that. I remember coming in that week. He was like, "Yeah, they're gonna try to stop me. They gonna, they don't want nobody to. If anybody they don't want to go off, it'll be me." And we kind of knew that, so we kind of game planned around it. But at the end of the day, I feel like everything comes down to winning and losing, and that's the most ultimate thing. So he can have a bad day. I know Tay is a great teammate. he can have a bad day, and if somebody else go off and we win, he's not complaining about it. So
Mike, you're cut from that same cloth.
he's definitely cut from that same cloth for sure.
Hey Josh, how do you keep the confidence up in that offensive line room, knowing that they're there to protect you, but for them, I mean, it's been musical chairs.
Yeah.
How do you make sure that they keep their head on?
It's really about preparation. I would say, a lot of those guys that's coming in that may not have had a lot of reps or may not have played a lot of ball. It's about the way that they prepare. Especially this week, knowing that anybody can go in, knowing that we really don't know who's going to be up and who's not. Just trying to lock in on your details. And, when you get those ops, I tell people all the time, don't take it for granted because you never know. Even if it's here or if it's somewhere else, you get those ops, you play good, you make a name for yourself and you might earn a job. So that's the thing that I try to tell them all the time, just lock in and, be prepared when that moment comes.
Hey Josh, you mentioned that you guys came out flat against Cleveland.
Yeah.
It felt that way. Why was that the case, and how do you expect to change that?
Yeah, and when I say flat, I think that we played hard. But just the energy. I noticed a couple of the games, even the practices, when we really about our stuff, everybody got energy, everybody got juice. You see the guys just bopping their heads to music or whatever, and I feel like we just was kind of flat last week, and I think our play kind of showed. I think we did try to rally back and play harder and play better, but sometimes it just happens to play out that way.